you hear me? Yes? Okay, test. Good morning. If we want to discuss and talk about human rights, we must also make discrimination a subject of discussion. What is the relation between human rights and right-wing populism? If we don't stop the rising right-wing populism, we will not be able to guarantee human rights. Because the result of a dividing language where migrants are blamed for every problem is reactionary. All over the European Union, nationalists become stronger and stronger. The success of the right-wing populists who create fear is the ground for more xenophobia and less European solidarity. So we must prevent the isolation of the countries and the development of the next elections towards anti-democratic values. In the context of migration of refugees, it is important to win the political center of societies. But how can we reach them? How can we develop a European attitude for joint solutions? In my opinion, we must find new ways to reach concerned citizens. Otherwise, the nationalists will try to win them over to get more political power. But how can we avoid that radical parties and populists misuse the fear of concerned citizens? Maybe you noticed that I ask a lot of questions. This is part of my project. And the following video could give us a perspective. You will see me visiting Pegida. Who doesn't know Pegida in Germany? Just show me your hands. Okay, Pegida in Germany is in the eastern part of Germany where thousands of people protest against Muslims and refugees in Germany. And they call themselves European patriots. And they believe they have to defend their culture. First of all, before we watch the video, I would like to ask you to connect with your neighbor. Please say hello to your neighbor just next to you, to the person next to you. Because, thank you. You have to talk during the video with your neighbor. I ask you to maybe to take notes if you are alone, or just to talk to your neighbor, because in the video there will be short breaks. They are not bugs or there are no mistakes in the video. There will just be a freeze, 20 seconds, I think 4 times. And in these breaks you should talk to your neighbor. And I ask you to note or to think about, what do you notice? How do I talk to concerned citizens or very right-wing citizens? What is happening? And there will be screenshots, like small breaks, for you to take notes. Please start the video.
Ich finde Ihre Weihnachtsmännchen toll.
Finden Sie wirklich?
Ja, ich finde die Idee toll.
Ich bin heute hierher gekommen, weil ich dachte, ich komme heute zu Pegida und verteile ein bisschen Nächstenliebe.
Ja, ist doch nett.
Santa Claus is coming to town.
Now you should talk to your neighbor. Please talk. What did you see? What is happening?
Und wenn jemand Hilfe braucht, dann kann ich denjenigen auch bei mir mal aufnehmen.
Das klingt sehr nach Potenzial für den Schutz von Geflüchteten.
And again, just talk to your neighbor, continue.
Ich bezeichne mich selbst als völkisch-national denkenden Menschen, aber ich wäre bereit, ein Kinderzimmer freizumachen für 2 Syrier, wo ich weiß, die gehen nach 2 Jahren wieder nach Hause.
Wirklich jetzt?
Auf jeden Fall.
Welche 3 Volkslieder würde man einem zugewanderten Menschen dann vielleicht ans Herz legen, zum Einstudieren?
Das Wandern ist des Müllers Lust, am Brunnen vor dem Tore, auf der Lüneburger Heide.
Das sind so Lieder, die kenne ich gar nicht. Ich kenne O Tannenbaum,
Ja, das
O
heißt
Tannenbaum, wie grün sind deine Blätter.
aber von mir jetzt eine Variation.
Richtiger Profi hier.
So again, what did you see? What did happen?
Was bedeutet dann Nächstenliebe für Sie in der Politik?
In der Politik? Also, da,
Again, what did happen? Okay. Thank you. Yeah, we can stop the video. Thank you. So, thank you for the conversations, short conversations. I hope you are inspired a little bit. So let me explain now, and you can add your notes. I wanted to make human rights and democratic values attractive. And I found out that I can't teach people. When I try to teach people about values, it is counterproductive. But one way to do is the center chocolates are related to Christianity for a lot of people. And these people thought they had to defend Christian values. So I shared center chocolates to show that I came to spread peace in a Christian way. And they were curious. And I told them later that I'm a former asylum seeker as a minority, Kurdish Alevi minority from southeastern Turkey. And they were curious. And I told them that I was also concerned about a good life together based on our constitution. So what I did is to reframe our relation. We are not enemies. Like, we just have the same purpose as citizens. And for me, the surprising and appreciating encounters with concerned citizens were powerful. A conversation was possible after I had listened. I tried to find the good intentions behind their slogans. And so we established a powerful and constructive discussion. And this is because I once asked about, I said, there's a potential, isn't it? And it is about finding potential and about finding constructive solutions. Many people ask me, how can we talk to concerned citizens? You know, all in the whole Europe, there are concerned citizens in every state. But how can we talk to them? If you want to reduce prejudices and try to be more factual, we should be like philosophers. Ideally, this is a cliche about philosophers, but we should speak with concerned citizens not to argue, but to find insight. When the dialogue has got the feeling of a battle, it will be difficult to inspire. But as I said, we don't want to teach people, we just want to inspire. Cultivating an open-minded approach towards others takes time. Respect requires patience. One can buy a cup of tea to go or a cup of coffee to go, but you can't have an insightful conversation to go. So we must ask questions, as I do the whole time in the speech. I ask questions because questions are the better answers. And you saw me spreading chocolates, and the point is, first I was looking for similarities, and we ate chocolate together, and this was good for the conversation. There's a saying in Turkish that goes, tatlı yiyelim, tatlı konuşalım, and this, you could translate it like, whoever eats sweets speaks sweet. It's about the sweet circumstances. And I listened, and then I asked what their opinion is, and we reflected together, not as enemies. So if we talk about human rights, we must find new ways of teaching our world citizens. Not teaching, to inspire our world citizens. So we must find ways to appreciate human rights, and the question is, how can we make all human beings activists for human rights? Concerned citizens are like in a revolving door. I hope this is the correct translation. Revolving door, you know. Concerned citizens, they can go to the right, but they can also go in a circle back and turn back, you know. Like in front of malls, there are revolving doors. So I want to achieve a new culture of debate, where people are open-minded for critical questions and where facts are ranked high. And when we succeed, right-wing populists cannot destroy the ideas of the European Union, because through encounters and appreciating dialogues, the majority of our citizens will be progressive and accept diversity as a chance. Once I received a call, it's not just okay that all the refugees want to come here. Well, you might be different and integrated, but that doesn't matter. Our German culture is being dismantled by all these invaders. We can't feel at home anymore, that we let them ill, terrible. Have you seen them? They're everywhere. I don't even want to go downtown anymore. Somebody called me just 1 year ago, because a year ago I founded the hotline for concerned citizens. This is a safe space where people can call in and discuss with me their thoughts, opinions, concerns, and fears, and mostly in relation to refugees and immigration. And the majority of our society often talks about refugees and migrants, but they are not talking with them or allow them to speak for themselves. So I founded the hotline, and everybody can call me. Diversity can be nice, but it's also difficult. So why don't we have more support? In addition to encounters and constructive conversations, we need an emancipation of migrants, like a European civil rights movement. If we as integrated people become activists, we have the power to solve the unknown. We people with migration background know what it means to suffer from institutional discrimination. The countries demand us to integrate, which is correct, absolutely, but how can we integrate ourselves and find our place in society when we are discriminated? When I became the migrant of trust for many German concerned citizens, I listened, and my dialogue partner listened to me. And some wondered that I speak good German. And then I told my story, how we came to Germany, and I integrated into German society and so on. And you know what is really nice? At the end, many concerned citizens accepted that tolerance and a welcome culture is important for the integration. This is really nice. And based on joint values like freedom, security, trust, conversational rules, appreciation, it is also important that we discuss structural discrimination. Especially we as people who suffer from discrimination need to stand up and tell our stories about injustice, disadvantages, and exclusion. Recently, somebody said to me, "Where are you from?" I said, "I'm from Cologne. And you?" "Sorry? I'm from Cologne." "I don't know, where are you really from?" Like south side of Cologne or left side of the river? What do you mean? "No, like, are you Turkish or Arabic or Syrian?" #MeToo. A young Muslim girl was in primary school, and her teacher recommended her to go to the lower secondary school, even though she was the best student in her class. When she asked her teacher why she was not sent to the higher secondary school, in German Gymnasium, her teacher answered, "Ach dear, you will be married soon anyway." In line at a nightclub in Cologne with my football team, somebody wrote on Twitter, 15 of us are let in. Last guy is black. Bouncer stops him and tells him club is full. We all left. Black kid is born in Bavaria. His German is better than mine. Still happens all the time. The last tweet, when I'm the only non-white person in a crowded train and the police get in, I'm the only one who is asked to show ID. #MeToo. So when Özil left the national team, I founded the #MeToo. I criticized Özil a lot because of his pictures with Erdogan, but this is another debate. On the other side, he wrote in a statement one thing I really could understand. I'm German when we win, but an immigrant when we lose, as we heard. And this sentence doesn't only apply to him. I grew up here, I'm German, which is really annoying that still people do not see me as a German, because my name is Ali. The hashtag echoes the Me Too campaign that mobilized thousands of women globally to report their experiences of sexual harassment. And women still suffer from discrimination and how politics will react. After 2 weeks of my Me Too campaign, this campaign attracted more than 200,000 tweets, which is really overwhelming. And at the moment we are analyzing the tweets in order to explore which areas are affected by discrimination. There will be a huge report then, and I'm writing the book already about this Me Too. And what does Me Too mean? I'm just more than one identity. I feel at home in Germany, and at the same time I can feel connected to another country, language, way of living, person, and so on. The two sides blend together. One doesn't exclude the other. And Me Too symbolizes the feeling of having two cultures or more, which do not contradict each other. So confronting everyday racism is essential as Germany and European Union faces a major integration challenge. Our Foreign Minister Heiko Maas praised the campaign and saying it was impressive and painful to see how many stories were flooding in. Yeah, to look in a mirror might be painful, but it's also the beginning of a big change. Identity is such a plural thing, like society. We don't have monocultures. Countries like Austria, Germany, Spain, and so on are diverse for itself. And we must recognize that nationalities are constructs. And we have set borders, and now these borders are in our heads. We have to reach the concerned citizens and build bridges between different thinking people. So another question, how can we make human rights attractive? If we make diversity visible and attractive, we will have a stronger community in the European Union. Therefore, we need creative solutions and a new culture of debate. Let's reduce the power of right-wing populists and care about concerned citizens. #MeToo showed us that we don't have monocultures for identities. Europe also don't have a monoculture. Diversity is our strength. Diversity is the future. Thank you for listening.